And something happens to his best friend Ronan over the course of the summer that changes the course of their friendship forever. And he has to navigate this new friendship amidst everything else that a 17-year-old boy has to go through in early 2000s Northern Ireland. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it tackles so many different themes. Love, of course, grief, relationships. Where did your inspiration come from?
I think there's something about that time in your life, at that cusp when everything's about to change, the ending of things, grief and how, and all the different forms it takes, grieving the ending of school, grieving maybe people who are still there but they're changed in some aspect, and the maturity that it takes in that, I think, at that young age. And yet maybe as an adult we can look back and learn something from our 17-year-old selves. You know, we can look back and think it's such an innocent time that we had so much to learn. Yeah, I don't ever think we ever stop coming of age or ever stop learning, really.
Yeah, really true. And in the book, Colin, the character Brendan is a teenager who isn't really comfortable in his own skin, whilst Ronan is the opposite. So, Simon and John, what were you like as teenagers?
I'm just thinking about grieving the end of school.
Yeah.
I never, ever thought that that could be a thing. And now I'm like... now
you're going
It was really annoying.
Right.
Yeah. It was not a lot's changed.
Well, Colin, you worked with Kenneth Branagh, who has given the book his seal of approval, saying it makes you laugh as it breaks your heart. Now, if it were to become a film or a TV series, what part would you like Kevin to play if he were to accept?
I mean, you know, if it were to be adopted, to have him be part of any part of the process would just be an incredible thing. He's an incredible actor, he's an incredible director, creative person to work with. To have his involvement in any aspect would be incredible. So I was feel incredibly proud, incredibly lucky to have his endorsement of the book.
Yeah, that's so lovely.
Really connected with him, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things I love is the fact that we both love this.
Oh.
You hand wrote the first drafts. What did it feel like going from that to then holding that first book print?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote it all by hand and filled out the notebooks. And I think that period when it was the stack of books, it was very much mine. You know, it really didn't belong to anyone else. And then I think the next drafting stage was putting it onto a screen. And I think that there was a part of me that was maybe in a little bit of a delusion about whether I was going to share it or not. But I obviously must have put it on a screen for a reason, you know, to take it from that personal aspect into the potential public. And then, but, you know, I started, you know, those scribbles in 2018, and here it is now. So it's taken me a wee bit to drum up the bravery.
There's something really beautiful imagining you writing your book, like by hand. Amazing. Now, your big break was in the BBC series Merlin alongside the late Anthony Head, and you must have some fond memories of working with him.
Yeah, I was so shocked and heartbroken to hear about his loss last week. He was such a pinnacle of a role model to me and all the young cast of Merlin. I have such incredible memories of working with him. So right now, really, you know, my thoughts go out to his daughters, Daisy and Emily.
Yeah, our condolences to his family as well. Now, you and Celia Imrie, of course, in Trine together alongside Rafe Spall and Esther Smith as well. It's the 5th series. What can you tell us about your character in it?
I can tell you that he's in to stir things up a little bit. This guy, he has a lot of scenes with Esther in the show, who I had an incredible time working with. The show's absolutely gorgeous. It's this kind of hidden gem of a show that anyone who's seen it falls in love with it, and I did, and so I just felt incredibly lucky to be a part of it. I think it's out in July time on Apple TV.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! And just quickly, not many people know you trained to be an actor, Simon.
I did.
We saw a little bit there earlier when you looked down the camera.
Do you really want to talk about that? I want to talk about his book. No, I tell you why. No, because I get this thing. Well, I actually want to talk about us. So it's like when we make an album, you know, you have it, you're in the studio, you're writing it, you're working with people on the album, and it's all yours. And then suddenly, you give it away, you give it to everybody else. And it doesn't matter, in a way, what you intended. It's how it's perceived. And it belongs to the people who listen to the music or read the book. And I think that's an incredible thing, actually.
That's really
and beautiful that we've got your music and we've got your book. And Colin's book, The Ballad of Ronan McCoy, is out next Thursday.
Yes, that's all we've got time for tonight. Thank you to all our guests.
Yes, tomorrow, Alex and Ronan will be back talking to the stars.